Good morning, everyone, and welcome from Mountain View, California. This is Academy on Air. I'm Cedric Lewis.
Hi, everyone. I'm Roshni, and welcome. Thank you for joining us on a Thursday.
Yes, thank you so much for being here with us. And today we're going to discuss shopping strategies for the holiday season. Now, shopping behavior has changed dramatically over the past 5 years, with mobile really leading that charge. Everyone's on the go these days. You know, customers don't differentiate between online or offline these days. There's no line nowadays. So the first thing we should think about, though, what were some of the key challenges and opportunities that you saw last holiday season? You know, for instance, what went wrong, what went right, what do you think about doing better? Some of the questions might be, you know, did your website crash? Did you run out of any key products? Were there fulfillment issues? Regardless of what the issues were, obviously, fixing them is the objective. One thing definitely to keep in mind, however, is that shoppers today are much more equipped to make the decisions that they want to make. They literally have so much information at their fingertips via smartphones. So mobile is leading the charge when it comes to the holiday shopping journey. Over half of the shopping-related search queries that happened on Google.com last holiday season were done on a mobile device. And you know, while mobile searches were rising across the board, specifically in the home and garden and toys and games industries, we've seen a definite uptick in mobile search queries for shopping. So we're going to focus on 3 areas today. Discoverability drives loyalty, mass messages are meaningless, and friction means failure. And we'll touch obviously a bit deeper on each one of these categories, but these are some of the 3 main areas that everyone should be focusing on this holiday season. So first, discoverability drives loyalty. You know, in the old days, customers would find a brand that did what it promised, that they liked, and continue to buy that brand repeatedly and repeatedly. You know, we're seeing trends shift away from that a bit nowadays, and consumers are instead becoming a bit more wise and more mindful about the decisions that they make on a daily or yearly basis. For instance, you know, we did some surveys here. 1 in 10 smartphone users are actually certain about the specific product that they like or that they want to get more than this specific brand. So when they begin looking for information online, less concerned about the brand of the product that they want, but more concerned about the actual product in itself. So 2 out of every 3 smartphone users actually agree that when conducting a search, they look for the most relevant information, regardless of the brand that is relaying that information. So here at Google, we obviously want to help our customers be most successful in this space. And what this slide is basically talking about, obviously people will purchase items from a variety of different websites. But the key thing to keep in mind here is that over 70% of this, these purchases that are done begin with a Google search. Right. So it's important to be there at that point of the search query, and that's what we'll you know, focus on a little bit more in this section. So Google search, Google Images, and YouTube are 3 key areas that people are discovering shopping products, and 3 key areas, obviously, that you need to make sure your products are appearing. So on the leftmost side, we have showcase shopping ads. So this is when a relatively broad search is done on Google.com. These ads will appear at the top of the page. Definitely want to make sure that your products are appearing there. An additional space where a lot of search queries are done, or a lot of information is sought after when a buyer is getting ready to purchase, is done on Google Images. For instance, you know, someone may know that they want a black vest or some red shoes, and we'll go to Google Images to get a better sense of what they look like. If you see scrolling at the top of this centermost pictorial here are ads, actually. These are you know, sponsored ads that are showing up that the user can scroll through and see information about the product in addition to the price. And the third area that I want to focus on here is YouTube. Now, YouTube is the #1 video influencer when it comes to making shopping decisions, and there is a very valuable way to showcase your products alongside videos that highlight or showcase these products. We're going to touch a little bit more about this in this next section here. So as you see on the left-hand side, it is a video about a specific product and ads underneath that, which we refer to as cards, for that specific product. So this is a highly contextual way to target individuals who are definitely interested in a particular product. In the centermost part here, we have a search that revolves around the word best. Best headphones, be it best basketball shoes, etc. What we've actually done is we've highlighted ads in order of the amount of stars that they've gotten on reviews, and literally which ones have been rated as the best. Another high profile and very descriptive way to ensure that your ads are showing up alongside relevant search queries. And on the rightmost pictorial here, this has to do with location. So a lot of people will search for products that are near them and do a search literally that says headphones near me. Obviously wanting to make best use of their time, get to the product as soon as possible, get in and out, and on with your day. And once again, opportunity for you to showcase the products that you have along with the locations of some of the brick and mortar stores so users can actually go to the location and buy the products that they began searching for online. So when it comes to having your ads appear on mobile devices or on desktop or along with these shopping ads, it's important to show up towards the top. So we have here is a image of the shopping ads for the Magic Bullet. Now, a Magic Bullet is a Magic Bullet. However, the ad that shows up in the leftmost position here, this first position, gains 30% of the clicks. So although all of these advertisers are showing the same product at a competitive price, this individual in the top spot definitely has the competitive advantage. Additionally, in order to have a very successful shopping campaign and holiday season strategy, it's important to focus on the search network as well. There are times when you can have an ad show up for the shopping results and the search results simultaneously. And this is an instance where it's important to have multiple ad variations to ensure that you're showing the ad that's most relevant for the user. So the ad here is a search for kids' basketball shoes. Now on the left-hand side is what some advertisers have, what might be the way you have your account set up today, where you have an ad that references basketball shoes for kids. However, if you compare the ad that shows up on the left-hand side to the ad that shows up on the right-hand side, the ad on the right it literally mimics a search query that the user is searching for. That can make all the difference when it comes to being successful amongst the myriad of competitors and advertisers that are trying to highlight these same products. So definitely have at least 3 ads per ad group. Vary the headlines and the descriptive text such that the system can really choose the ad that closely matches the search query from that particular individual.
Thank you, Cedric. So now that we've understood how important it is to ensure that your ads can be discovered, that the user is able to find you, now what we come to is what are you projecting in terms of a message? How are you ensuring that the end consumer understands what you are showing to them, what your product is? So we are gone past the days where it's a one-size-fits-all situation. These days, everyone expects all the products that they see and everything that they search for to be highly personalized. So what you'll find here, and the most important stat that you want to keep in mind, is that 91% of anyone who uses a phone, they expect to make a purchase, or they already went ahead and made a purchase after they saw an ad that they thought was relevant to them, right? And you'll find here, right, that nearly half of all users, that's all of us together, right, we're more likely to go to sites where they show us personal recommendations. So Amazon for me, I know I work for Google, but Amazon, I really like that they show me personal recommendations. I'll do my research primarily on Google there. Yeah. And keeping that in mind, what you definitely want to use is to leverage all of these solutions you have with the Google interfaces. So you have your remarketing list, you have your customer match, you know who those people are who came to your brand's website last year, bring them back this year, make sure your message reached them. You also want to find brand new customers, right? So what you definitely want to do is make sure that you reach everyone that you can with the right message. You know who everyone is, so take the effort to go ahead and do that. One thing that you should also keep in mind is that this quarter, anyone who's on the enhanced CPC or on target ROAS, those tools now take into account any audiences that you have used on your AdWords campaigns. So we no longer need to apply a separate bid for them. This is automatically taken into account. Right? So the other thing that we want to keep in mind when it comes to messaging, right? It's very, very important in this visual world to have high quality images. Everyone wants to see a picture of things first, right? We're all like that. The second most important thing, as we talked about a little bit earlier as well, is to ensure your unique message is visible. So if you're having a promotion that no other person has, you want to make sure it's right there. So what you can see is this specific feature called merchant promotion. So if we're having a 20% sale or if we're having a Flash Friday sale, you want to include that in your messaging. Don't lose out on it. Okay. And the other thing that Google is also working on is ensuring that any products that get surfaced to a consumer possibly searching is getting more and more personalized. So you'll find in these images that you're looking at here where we're focusing on showing ads based on demographics, we're looking at maybe their historical searches, and it continues to get that much more personalized as we go through the process. So one very important thing that we want to keep in mind here is that anything that inhibits a user from getting their product is going to ensure that we don't keep that audience, right? Friction means failure, point blank. And I know that you've heard everyone talking about this. Everyone in all industries right now is talking about mobile speed, mobile first. And there's a very definite reason, right? So more than half of us will leave a site on our phones if it doesn't load in 3 seconds flat, right? Mm-hmm. Like, we might not think of the number 3 seconds, but we will leave it if it does not load quickly, right? And what's important to keep in mind, how does this affect your business, right? How does this affect your revenue? Nearly 30% of your purchases can be increased with every second that your site loads faster, right? It's that high an impact. Wow. So you definitely want to ensure that your site is up to speed, quite literally. Yeah. Right? So one of the things that we do want to keep in mind is that it's not just mobile speed. Users want everything faster these days. They want things to be easier. So what you also want to keep in mind is that now 1 in every 5 searches is via voice. 32% of users expect that they're able to place an order through voice these days. Be it Google Assistant, Alexa, you name it, everyone is starting to use this more and more because it makes their lives easier, right? This brings us to Black Friday, right? The holiday season. Mm-hmm. So Black Friday is no longer a singular day event. It's become Cyber Week.
That's so true.
Yeah? It's a week-long series of shopping, right? Every single day that week, we find users are searching for their deals earlier and earlier. So your Black Friday, the Cyber Week, actually begins a full week ahead of Black Friday itself. So it's very important to ensure that all of your products, all of your inventory is ready and it's out there for when users are making that decision that they are going to buy this particular item on Black Friday or on Cyber Monday. You need to be there in that research phase. It's very important. We can see here that more and more, all of that research is initiated on mobile, right? The stats speak for themselves. 25% growth in mobile year over year on Black Friday alone. And it's increasing. Like we talked about, it's not just Black Friday, it's Cyber Week itself. Right? Black Friday is becoming an international phenomenon, right? It's not just restricted to North America anymore. Internationally, it's growing 50% year over year. So the other thing that we want to keep in mind is our experience, right? It's no longer where we will go to a single store. We will know what we want, we'll pick up what we want from there. We may not just purchase from our desktops. The experience is completely fluid between online to offline these days, right? the searches that we're seeing for where we will type out, find X product near me, that's increasing 50% on mobile particularly, right? And if we're actually going to buy in store these days, most of us tend to check online if that product is there in stock, right? We do that naturally. So that's what we see. It's a very fluid experience. We need to ensure that we are present at all aspects of these searches for the user. Over here, you'll see how the various methods from online to offline connect, ensuring that it's a fluid experience. I would highly encourage you to see that you can get included in all of these, gearing up for the holiday season. What we have is your local inventory ads where you're able to tell a person, if I want to buy Nike shoes, it's in this Nike store 2 miles away from me. Do I want to take a car over there or do I want to walk over, right? It's as simple as that. Or if it's in a particular store near me at the Walmart, I want to go to Walmart and pick it up maybe this Friday when I go do my grocery shopping, right? There are a number of options that you can use, and it's important to have all of them available for you. Right? And again here, just to quickly recap, the experience is becoming that much more personalized. We are looking at the history of a user, what they search for, look at what they tend to buy, look at what they tend to research even, right? So everything that you see here, the entire funnel needs to be kept in mind. So thank you for sitting with us through this presentation. We'll open it up for some questions right now. And yeah, if you have anything, feel free to type it in. Let's look and see if we have any.
Let's see what we have here. So it looks like we have one question from Colin. Thanks for joining us, Colin. Thanks for the question. Question is, how can I gain access to the holiday calendar that shows historical trends for the season? Roshan, you have a good answer for Colin?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Colin. So this calendar is available on request. If you are able to reach out to your Google account manager, Google representative, feel free to ask them for this holiday calendar. They'll tell you what are the key dates that are most important where retail is concerned. When does the searching start? When do the purchases start? Right for the next 3 months. Okay. All right, we have one more question coming in. And this question is, how do we ensure that our mobile site speed is up to mark? That's a really good question. So we do have a tool that's available that you can access at testmysite.google.com. All you need to do is enter your website's URL, and it will run a report, and it will tell you the top priority items that need to be fixed immediately. It will give you your current speed, where you are when you compare to other peers in your industry as well. It's very informative, definitely something that everyone should look at. I'll repeat that. That's testmysite.thinkwithgoogle.com. Okay, so it looks like those were all our questions, and we're really glad you were able to make the time to join us here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us. Definitely enjoyed sharing all that information with you all, and obviously, best of luck this holiday season. Happy holidays, everyone. It's here.
Take care.